Senior class, it is my pleasure to present to you Luther L. Wright High School's 1992 commencement speaker, Ms. Michelle Knipes.
Thank you, Mr. Bothwell. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Ironwood Area Schools Board of Education, its administration, teaching faculty, and support staff, I'd like to welcome everybody here today that's honoring the graduating class of 1992. Mrs. Barb Gibbons, who happens to teach at the school and I consider a friend of mine, told me that for every 1,000 people that's asked to get up publicly to speak, actually one person likes to do it. And unfortunately, that person happens to be plagued with a condition we call overconfidence. And looking at everybody right now, I'd like to tell you that I'm one of the 999. Which brings me to my next point. I was asked by your senior class officer several weeks ago if I'd be the speaker at the graduation ceremony. And I guess I've always prided myself on not being surprised by a lot of things. But on that afternoon when I was subbing for Mr. Avenon's class, I was kind of surprised. But according to Mr. Thomas, I'm not one that turns down a challenge. I accepted the offer. I made a choice. I was faced with a decision, and I made a choice. It's said that the average individual is faced with over 478 choices a day. That's over 20 choices an hour. These, I would imagine, run the gamut from what type of breakfast you're going to eat in the morning to whom you're going to vote for in the November presidential elections. Some choices will be simple, others more complex. Some will be quite easy to make, and still others will have ramifications that will affect you for the rest of your life. Perhaps without really even knowing it, you've already made one lifetime decision today based upon a choice. It's a choice that eventually led you to this ceremony here today. You made a concerted effort to have completed the requirements set forth by the state of Michigan in order to receive a diploma from a public high school. This class of 92 is going to prove to be one of the best choices you've made yet. Let me take you on a short journey now, and for the sake of posterity, we're going to call it the journey of choices based on the World Almanac Book of Facts. These choices are based upon augmented data that's compiled and tabulated and spewed out into what we know as statistics. These statistics can be subject to numerical interpretation. They can be validated based upon a desired outcome. Still, there's other people that believe that statistics do not lie. In this case, what the statistics boil down to is simply choices. They are based upon decisions individuals in your age group have made right now or will make in the future. These have been compiled by experts and published for study. Listen to the few of the choices that I've researched, that all 136 of you here today will have to face upon your own personal journey of choices. Statistically, 1/2 of you entering as freshmen will not complete the requirements for a college degree. 61 of you will opt instead for a degree from a vocational technical institution. 41 of you will earn a degree, but will remain unemployed even with that degree. 13 of you will make 2 to 3 career-related changes before you're 28 years old. 25 of you here today are going to marry within the next 2 years. Of these 25 marriages, 12 will end in divorce. 23 of you will have children within the next year. 25 of you without wedlock, or out of wedlock. 55 of you will never earn enough money to buy your own home. 28 of you will develop a drinking problem. 26 of you will be treated for a serious drug problem. 31 of you here today will contract a sexually transmitted disease. And of you 31, 4 will be faced with AIDS-related health problems. 3 of you will die before you're 19 years old. And every one of you, as individuals, that's all 136 of you, will waste enough paper in the next year to build a 4-foot-high wall that can stretch from Washington to Oregon. So, what about these statistics? I guess they're scary. They sound complicated, and so they are. College, careers, employment, marriage, children, life, death, the environment. These are all adult things, aren't they? The bottom line on all of these choices is fairly elementary. You, every 136 of you, has the choice. Nobody but you. Oh, sure, you're going to be tempted and tested, inevitably influenced by a great many outside sources. These include your family, your friends, TV, the media, newspapers, and even society in general. But again, ultimately, you're going to have to choose. And that, ladies and gentlemen, sitting here in front of me today, is what's so frightening. You can choose to become a part of the statistics I've mentioned, or you can choose to become an exception to them. Either way, the choice is yours. And that brings us to one of the great, absolute great ironies of life, and that's choices. Because in making one choice, we have also not chosen something. In deciding one thing, we've also given something up. So making any choice is important. Well, exactly how does one go about choosing? Well, logically, you're going to weigh the options, if you need be, because some choices are going to require a little thought. Others will prove more difficult. Deciding upon your breakfast in the morning should be fairly easy. Your choice of voting in the presidential elections in November, that's another matter altogether. Selecting an outfit to wear every day should be a fairly simple task. But obtaining a job or having a career that will afford you the ability to buy those clothes you like so well, that may be a little more difficult. Getting a date for this past prom may have been pretty easy. But making a firm marital commitment can be one of the hardest choices you'll ever make. Ask yourself now, how prepared are you to make these choices? How prepared are you to make the choices you're going to have to face? Will you be able to seriously consider factors that are going to influence you, like your family, your upbringing, be it good or bad, your role models, your morals, your values in this decision? Will your decisions be consciously, deliberately considered choices, or will you grow to have regrets over irresponsible, hasty ones? These are questions you're going to have to ask yourself time and time again. You've done a noble thing already. You've chosen to graduate from high school. And this choice automatically guarantees you more. You will learn lessons from the choices you've made. Because as of today, believe it or not, you're enrolled in a full-time school now called real life. Each day in this new school will afford you the opportunity to make new choices. You may like them, or you may think your choice is stupid or irrelevant. There will be no mistakes in this school of choice. Only new choices. Your growth will be a process of trial and error, of choices. You'll experiment. Your failed experiments will be as much a part of the process as the experiment that ultimately works. A choice may be repeated more than once. A choice will be presented to you in various forms until you finally decided to learn it. You will then move on to face but one more choice. And guess what? These choices never end. There will be no part of your life that doesn't require choices. If you're alive, there's going to be choices. The answer to all the choices lies deep within you. What you need to do is look, listen, and trust. Because what you make of your life is up to nobody but you. You've acquired all the tools, and you'll be given all the resources you're going to need. Now, the rest is up to you. Just take some time. Focus on your goals. Set up some long-range plans. And as Mr. Colasar likes to say, develop a vision. You have to see something. Because class of 92, the choice is yours. I hope that you'll make wise and responsible choices in all your future endeavors. I also hope that those wise and responsible choices start tonight. It's been an honor and a privilege being asked here today. It's been great knowing you people. Good luck.
At this time, it is traditional for the high school